Jean-Michel Coulon's father is a business lawyer for German clients in Paris, and it is only natural that he takes his son to visit the Sainte-Chapelle, located just behind the courthouse. The child is fascinated by the stained glass windows and the almost complete absence of walls, and it is from memory that he paints this Gothic-style perspective at the age of 7. As a somewhat rebellious teenager, Jean-Michel Coulon refused to give this painting to Picasso when showing him his work. Churches are numerous among the child's drawings. Jean-Michel already loves tall and balanced structures. Here, the Chartres Cathedral, whose proportions and details are perfectly depicted. And here, the Bamberg Cathedral in Bavaria, painted at the age of 10. Very young, Jean-Michel asked to travel. It was with various associates of his father that Jean-Michel discovered Germany and Austria. After World War II, to the great dismay of his parents who would have preferred a traditional career path, Jean-Michel Coulon asserted himself by announcing that he would become a painter. His oil paintings from the 1940s are immediately abstract and reminiscent of stained glass windows. During a stay in the Netherlands in 1950, where he studied Vermeer, Jean-Michel Coulon was seen admiring the light through the stained glass windows of the Peterskerk in Leiden. In 1953, during their honeymoon, he introduced his wife Caroline to the Romanesque churches of his native region, such as here in Poitiers. His painting is partly composed of vertical strokes. In 1955, in the United States, it was his wife's turn to introduce Jean-Michel Coulon to the charming white wooden churches of New England. Here is the church in Norton, Massachusetts. Discovering New York, Jean-Michel Coulon was captivated by the skyscrapers. He wrote,
"There is such an impression of true grandeur emanating from New York that one is struck with admiration."
His painting style evolves, with curves and angles disappearing in favor of a unique composition characterized by upright planes. In 1963, during a trip to southern Italy, upon discovering the Greek temples of Paestum, he exclaimed,
"The impression is like a real sledgehammer blow as soon as you see them. They achieve such a degree of perfection and strength that they seem to be the very expression of civilization."
In the 1980s and 1990s, the artist favored small formats that, at the height of his artistic exploration, became true abstract miniatures. They measure 10.5 x 9 cm. From these intimate compositions emanates the great power of their vertical structure. At the turn of the year 2000, at the age of 80, Jean-Michel Coulon turned to collage, creating works that were both robust and delicate. The painted planes were replaced by thin strips of paper, newspaper, and other materials, which responded to air currents, giving the pieces a true third dimension. Jean-Michel Coulon's poster for his 2019 retrospective at the Maison des Arts de Châtillon, on the outskirts of Paris, once again showcases this verticality in large dimensions. It signifies the real coherence throughout the artist's work, which spans from the interwar period to the 21st century. The inventory of Jean-Michel Coulon's extensive library reveals his keen interest in architecture, with more than 140 books, particularly on Romanesque architecture, serving as true sources of inspiration for his own creations, crafted in the solitude of his studio.